Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Melanie here with Christian Craft Paper, and we are going to be playing around with some rocks. Are you ready? I'm so excited for this. I actually did some of these this weekend because I wanted to try and see how it was all going to work out, because I had an idea. And I know we've been doing the Season of Hope transfers on eggs. So you can see we've been making adorable little eggs in the group. This Thursday, actually, let me grab another one. This Thursday, actually, we're going to be doing these candy coated ones. So I'm going to be demonstrating how to do, well, this one doesn't even have anything on the back. I don't know why I'm spinning it, but we're going to be showing how to do the candy coated ones. But I had an idea because these transfers are perfectly sized for rocks. And so my thoughts was, what if we make kindness rocks with our transfers? So I dragged my son in here this weekend. I got all the stuff that I needed, dragged my son in here this weekend, and I said, let's do it. And then, you know what? I was going to show his, but he took it. I don't know where he went. He was so excited about it. He took it. So I can't even show you the one he did. He is way more creative than I am when it comes to freehand. And so he went all out on his. But I do see people popping on. Let me know if there's an echo or not. I just wanted to jump on, check on my phone here. I always like to make sure we don't have an echo. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. Oh shoot, I need to turn this off. Now it's talking to me. I got to close off. Okay. Facebook is being a little wonky today, but we're going to plow through it. So I'm going to show you some of the ones that I did so you can see what we're making. But this is one of the ones that I did over the weekend. So it has like the little lamb on the front, and then on the back it has John 3:16. So I did that one. This is another one I did that has the cross, and then on the back it has the Bible verse from Luke, I think. Yeah, Luke 24:6. So cute. And then I also did one that just has the cross on it. And then I took those matching roses here on the back. So my idea was, how fun is it going to be to take these, and you could leave them in parks, you could leave them in neighbors' yards. But it's a great fun way to spread the word this season. So what I'm going to do is show you the process that I used. This works really well. I know we usually use chalk paint, but today we're going to be using acrylic. So you have all your little acrylic paints sitting around in your craft stash. That's what these are for. So some things that you're going to want to have ahead of time. So these are new things that I got. I got this, I don't know why my one camera keeps fritzing out, but I got this white gesso. I'm not an expert, but my understanding was this is a great primer. You can use just white acrylic paint as a primer. This one has a little bit of a different texture, and this one is a matte opaque. I found it on Amazon. I'll have to link it afterwards in my favorite things post, but this is what we used for the base coat, and I'm going to go through the whole process with you guys. And then what else was new that I got? Oh, I got a new acrylic sealer, because we'll always talk about sealing. This one is a high gloss finish. Again, I got this on Amazon as well. Fast drying, non-yellowing. It's for indoor outdoor projects. Since we're leaving these outdoor, we do want to make sure that they're sealed really well. So I got that. And then the other things, obviously, you're going to need some rocks. So I've got some I'm going to start, and then I also have some that I already primed, so you don't have to wait for that to dry. I do recommend the heat gun, just because, I don't know, if you're like me and impatient, you just want to get those layers dry. The transfers I'm going to be using today are, I'm going to be using the Soulful Sentiments. The reason these work so well for rocks is because we sized them for eggs. So they're like 1.5, 2 inches by every design. It's no bigger than 1.5, 2 inches. So they're the perfect size for the little rocks that you find. Obviously you can find a bigger rock, but these are the rocks that I have. And so all of these designs will work, and same with the scriptures that are on the, the scriptures that are on the last page. I'm going to be using ones that I already have open rather than opening a new pack. So those will fit on there and everything works great. The other transfers that work really well for this is the Soulful Sentiments. And so I grabbed, just to show you what that one looks like. I don't have that one linked, but it's like the top seller in our transfers if you want to find it. So I did grab some of those that, so I'll show you. I'll show you how to use those as well. Basically, you just want any transfers that are going to fit. So the first thing that we're going to do with our rocks is we need to clean them because you need to make sure that the rock is clean and dry. So I just have a damp microfiber towel here. And I'm just going to give it a little wipe down. And that's all we need that for. Unless we make a mess, then we'll need it again. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we want to do our base coat. And I'm just going to hit this really quick with the heat gun because it was wet. You can tell that it is drying because the color will change on it. So then you know it's dry. So I kind of have two different shapes here. And then, so we can see how different one fits. So we're going to go ahead and give, we'll just do one of them. I don't know why I got two because I have ones that are finished already, but I'll show you what we're going to do. So we're just going to do basically like a priming coat on this. And the idea with the gesso is it helps for your colors to pop and gives the paint something to stick to. But again, if you don't have this gesso, you can just use white acrylic paint as well. Then I got this handy dandy turntable that I didn't use for some of them. And then I decided it was easier to get the edges by using the turntable. So I actually did a couple coats on this. So we'll get this other one started here because we are going to want that to dry. Now, the smoother the rock, the better. The rocks that I got are all pretty smooth, so I didn't have to use anything. But if you have rocks that are super dimply, you can actually use spackle, like the spackle that you would to fill a hole in, like, what do you call it? It's not plywood. You know, a hole in your wall. You can use that same spackle. And it was recommended on the video that I watched to use the one that is purple when you put it on and then turns white once it's dry so that you can tell that it's dry. And then you would want to lightly sand it. Now ours are pretty flat, so we don't have to do any of that. But just gonna hit it with the heat gun. Let me know in the comments, have you used the transfers on rocks before? I know at least a couple of you have because I've seen some amazing ones. All right. So once we get the one side done and it's dry, because you do want to make sure that it's dry, then we can go ahead and flip it over, do the other side. This was the part when I was doing them with my son that I was like, okay, this part needs to go faster because I want to do the crafting part. But like building a house, your project is only as good as the foundation, right? So sometimes we have to do the boring parts first. Although I will tell you, in doing these this weekend, it was very relaxing. And I wanted to do more, but it was getting late. I should have went and found Parker's before to show you. He actually did one of the crosses and then he did a whole like sunset in the background. So he did a bunch of layers of the acrylic paint once we get to that part. But we did find that when you're doing layered paint like that, it takes longer for it to dry. So again, that patience part comes in. Okay, I won't want to have you watch me paint the bottom because we did the bottom of that one, but let's just do a second coat on top so you can kind of see what we're going for as far as how coated it needs to be. So I did it so that you cannot see through the white, so that the black or the gray of the rock is not coming through. All right, so that would be 2 coats. That's what 2 coats looks like. So we will put these aside to dry. And then I'll bring in my ones that are already coated. So putting the lid on that. Again, that's just white gesso. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. And then I'll bring in these ones that are finished. So these already have 2 coats on them. They have already been drying since Sunday, I think. So nice and dry. I'm going to do 1 in white, at least 1 in white. I'll probably do 2 in white and 1 in color. So I will do the color first because that's going to take a minute to dry. And I just have, what is these? Apple Barrel acrylic paints. Again, you probably could use chalk paint. I'm just using acrylic because I have all these acrylic colors and I never get to use them for anything. So I thought today is a great day to bring them out. All right, I'm just going to grab another paintbrush here. And we're going to repeat the process. Now I did notice with the primer, to get a really good color, let me show you this one. I had to do a couple coats. So I'm going to go through, do 1 coat, we'll dry it, flip it over, we'll do another coat. But I really love these pastels because it gives that Easter egg kind of vibe to it, which is what I was going for. Because that's how this kind of originally started. I thought, how fun would it be? First, I thought, how fun would it be to put the Easter eggs in there in people's yards or leave Easter eggs. And then I thought, well, what if we did rocks? Because the Easter eggs that we have, the matte ones, are very light. So the wind could take them away. All right, I just want that dry enough to flip over. You kind of do want to keep flipping it and painting because if you just keep painting layers on top of each other, you get like a thicker line here. That's what I've noticed. So I do flip in between the coats. So I try to not to get that line. And nobody probably even notices it but me, but you know how it is. You're always like your worst critic when it comes to your projects, right? I also think how fun would these to be to leave them in like senior centers, like by their door or something as a little, or on their little shelves. And I think this is like the adventure part, right? Like we make all these crafts, but this is a way that you can craft and like give it away like a surprise. We're gonna let this almost dry. The purple's actually covering pretty well. When I did the teal, it had to be, I almost think I had to do 3 coats. Hi, Miss Cindy. I love it. Cindy says she's watching while she's working. That's the way to do it. It makes the workday go faster, right? All right, we're gonna flip that over. We're gonna do one more coat so you can see the difference of the two coats. So you can kind of see how it's more, it looks more like a jelly bean now, and it's a little bit darker. So I'm gonna let that dry naturally so that I can start doing one of these other ones with the white. And again, it's just white acrylic paint. Hi, Miss Victoria. We are making, I don't know what to call these, Bible blessing rocks, I think. So we're gonna, I'm showing you how to do these. Let me do it, it might be better this way. These rocks using the rub-on transfers, and so that we can go give them away. I'm gonna put them in my car, and I'm just thinking I need to go to Sprouts later. So I think I'm just gonna make sure I park by some little, you know, grassy, not grassy, but you know, what do you call those? The little curbs that have plants in them. And I might just leave it right there, right outside my door, and then take off. Because I just think this is such a fun and easy way to bless others with the word. And you know that God is going to have whoever needs to hear that message or see that or get that confirmation to their, you know, prayers. That's who's going to park there next and find it. I just know it. So I'm excited. My son's excited. Like I said, I'm going to make a bunch of these. I have the, here, I can put them up there as people join. So same thing. This one has the Luke 2:24-6. He's not here, but is risen. Remember how he spake unto you when he was yet in Galilee. And it has the cross on the top. And then this one is just I did the cross on one side, and then I did the roses that match on the other side. Victoria says, awesome. Do you sell the rocks? No, I don't sell them, hon. I'm just going to give them away, girl. But you can make them because everything I'm using you can get. All right, so we did one coat. So those that are joining late, the first coat that we did is we primed them. You can prime them with acrylic or gesso. So I used this white gesso to do the primer. 2 coats of that. Hi, Miss Jessica. Yes, we hide the rocks around town. I love that, Victoria. That's exactly what my thought was. I'm thinking Easter's coming. Spread the word. Let's get people to church. Let's get people thinking about Jesus. And this is so easy. Oh, do I sell the blank rocks? Victoria, I actually was waiting to see if people would be interested in that. If you are, yes, I can, because I have a bunch. So let me know if you would be interested. We actually thought about putting together like a little kit. So you'd get like you got the eggs. So we sell the eggs in a 12-pack. I was thinking of selling the rocks. If people wanted them, we can put it like a 6-pack together. So you could get the rocks and then get whatever transfers, and then you're good to go. Okay, so let's see where we are. Did we do 2 coats of the purple? I think we only did 2 coats on the front. So we'll go back and hit this with a second coat. I really love this purple. It is very jelly beany. And I love that you could do these all year. We have the Christmas transfers, and we are actually looking at if this is something that you all are like, I love this idea. We're looking at creating some transfers that are specifically for rock making. So they would be verses and designs that you can layer and create your own rocks. For those of us who aren't the best at freehand, which that would be me. I can't freehand for nothing. But these were so fun to make because they look, you know, professional, like you freehanded them, but you use the Christian craft paper cheat and use the transfers. Okay, so Victoria, so you're interested in, okay. I will get some pictures and put them up. They are a complete assortment. I mean, they're rocks, so you're going to get random size. I thought this one kind of looked like a heart. That's why I liked that one. Okay, let's hit this with the heat gun again. We'll get this one flipped over. For some reason, I thought I already had another coat on that one. Again, the hardest part is just waiting for them to dry. Especially with acrylic. I think it takes a little bit longer for the acrylic to dry. Now you can also use Mod Podge to seal. Like if you wanted to just work on the rock in its natural color, you can use Mod Podge to seal too. Oh, and I should have mentioned that for if you're using the spackle to fill in any rough parts, then you'll want to seal that with the Mod Podge before you paint. They did say that as a tip. All right, we'll do one more coat here. I think our purple is good to go. The other thing that you will want obviously is scissors, because we're going to have to cut out the transfers that we want to use. I don't think I mentioned that. Okay, so we're going to hit this with the heat gun one more time, and then I think we're ready to play. Oh my gosh, I love this from Victoria. So Victoria says she's going out of state to take care of 2 family members with cancer. This would be a great craft to take with me. You could hide them around the cancer center. Yes, I love that, Victoria. That's a great idea too. You know, how many times are we in the hospital to go, I just got chills, which means that's the spirit talking. How many times do we go visit people in the hospital, or you're in the hospital yourself, like I was a year ago, and you could just leave these around to spread hope. I love it. I absolutely love it. Hey, Miss Rosie. All right, I think we've got those a good, I think we're nice and dry. Make sure you are nice and dry, because if you are not, the transfer is not going to stick, okay? Don't come at me. The transfer doesn't stick and your rock's not dry. Okay? The purple one is scaring me a little bit. It's a little tacky. Just making sure everything is nice and good. I kind of like this as the front, but then if the other's the front, it kind of like lays up. So that's kind of what you need to decide too, is which side do you want to be your front. This one has like a little chingalera and stuff, so I think I'm going to use that as the front. This one, let's front this one. I don't know. We're going to have to find a transfer for that one. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to figure out what transfer we want to use. So because our rocks are all different sizes, you kind of have to work with A, the one that you want to use, and B, the one that fits. Now, I have been dying to use one of these watercolor crosses on here, so I'm hoping, yes, that one fits. So you just kind of want to lay out, get an idea which is going to fit. Like any of these will fit. I've just got to see. I really like, I like teal. Like I really like that teal color. I think I'm going with that one. So we're just going to cut out whichever transfer we want to use. Try not to cut your finger. Like I just poked myself. And then you will want the precision transfer tool. It works really great with this because we're going to get in here and your rock is not going to be perfectly flat. So you'll definitely want that. Miss Nona's popping in. Hello, Miss Nona. Oh, Lisa's got a suggestion. Hi, Miss Lisa. I didn't see you pop in. My coworker paints rocks, puts them in little bags, and send them to the children at St. Jude's. The children love them. Oh my gosh, I love that too. Oh, you guys have such great ideas. See, there's an endless places you can do with these rocks. I think that's why I love it, because how many times do we craft things and like we have to find places to store them? You don't want to give them away because you love them, or sometimes we resell. But these you can just make and give away, make and give away, make and give away. Like I love that because I can actually it's I don't know, it's like a giving thing, and that makes it so much fun. And it's inexpensive because it's rocks and transfers. Like on the Be Season of Hope, it says when you look at them, when you look at the description, but I think there's 37 transfers on this. 37. So even if you did front and back, that's still like, I don't do math in my head, but like 14, right? Something like that. It's a lot of rocks you can make. I like the plastic things. Oh yes, these little things, I got these on Amazon. I think it was $4.99 for 2. I saw someone else using it for another craft, and I was like, I need those because otherwise I get paint all over my hands. Well, let's be real. I'm going to get paint all over my hands anyway. That's happening. But you know what I mean. It's the thought, right? It is nice to spin it around. Okay. So we're going to take our transfer off. Now, if you haven't used these before, we don't want to touch any part where the design is, okay? Because that's the sticky part. That's going to stick to whatever we're sticking to. Again, our rocks, nice, clean, dry. The paint is dry. This might even work on the purple one. Ooh. All right, we're not going to do it. We'll do a different one on the purple one. But I'm just going to take it and place it right over where I want it. Now, this is kind of similar like when we were working with the eggs, but it was even easier than the eggs. So again, the reason I like the transfer tool is because I can just take it and like wrap it around, and you can already see like it's already lifting off, like that part's attached. So again, I'm just going to go over. Always work from the inside out, and then I kind of like to work from the top down. Like that part's already, we're already like good to go. So I'm just getting like the little ferns that's coming out here, just giving it a good rub. Again, this side is already coming up, so we're fine there. And then the last little part, we'll just come and get these ferns. And you can see it goes down where I'm rubbing, and then it's popping right back up like it's already ready to go. So pretty. Like, I love that. Hi, Miss Mary. Miss Mary says this is a great idea. So fun. All right, so we've got the front done. Then we're just going to flip it around. And if we want to put, I like the idea of putting a verse or something on the back. So there are a bunch of verses that come with the Season of Hope. They are all resurrection season themed. So God hath both raised up the Lord and will also raise up us by his own power. That's 1 Corinthians 6:14. We have John 3:16. I love John 3:16 for just leaving him wherever, because that's the verse everyone needs to know. We have who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sin, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed. We also have blessed be God the Father. Oh, I like that one. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. Let's use that one. So again, you'll want to find one that fits your rock. So we're going to do this one, and then I'm going to do one with the Soulful Sentiments. Miss Regina, she says, I never would have thought of using on rocks. Girl, I know, right? So again, I was thinking the eggs would be fun to leave, but if it's windy here, like to leave the eggs all around, like I thought that would be fun for the kids for Easter. But then I was like, they're so light and they're going to blow away. And then I was like, Melanie, couldn't we use these on rocks? Because the rocks are the same size. Like they're sized for a smaller project. This would be perfect. And I was thinking, I bet no one even thought of that. So let's do it. Okay, again, the transfer tool is easier with this because each of these letters are individual stickers. So we want to go in, and especially with the letters, work from the center out. And that'll help keep your line straight. It's not going to be perfectly straight because we are working on a rounded object. Like if you look at Not that one. Well, this one did pretty good, but you can see right here where the G kind of connected itself to the S. It's not a huge deal, but it's because we are working on a curved surface. Go ahead and remove that. Yeah, so we're just going to work from the center out from one side to the other, flip it around. And again, we're just going to work all those little letters. And you can see that how it came right back up. It's ready to release for those. So always with my letters, I'm always rubbing and then gently pulling back. And that's how you don't lose a letter or like the dot to your I. And I'm not pulling it off before it's ready to release, because otherwise your letters might stick to it. And this is our precision transfer tool. The transfers do come with the plastic burnisher. It looks like a credit card. I'll show you here in a second. Each set will come with one, but this is just more easy for me to use because I really need to get in there and get those letters. Let me show you. I thought I had some up here. Where it is, Day? All right, it comes with this little transfer tool. So if you don't have that, you could use this, like maybe the corner and get in there. But the transfer tool does make it way easier, in my humble opinion. All right, we have some room up here. Let's find something. Oh, I have a transfer stuck on top of a transfer. So we have all of the little flowers on this set. I'm actually going to pull from a different set. And this is why, you know, you have all these transfers, especially if you're in the transfer club, you have all these months that you can go through and use different things from. I'm almost thinking like a butterfly would be nice. Seeing what else I have here. Going through the stash. Okay, let me go and just catch up here. Did you go out and find the rocks or purchase them? I did get a wholesale order of them, Nona, so I purchased a bunch because I want to make a bunch. But I was mentioning before, we are looking at putting 6-packs together. If people are interested in, I was thinking of doing like 6 rocks in a little bag, a little gift bag. That you guys could purchase if you didn't want to go out and find them, and they would be that all these came from the same wholesale order. This is a little bit bigger one. There's not many in the bag that look like this. Victoria also says Michael sells rocks for painting, and she also says she uses the transfer tool as bookmarks. Oh, that's a good idea. The one that comes with it. That's a great idea. Okay, I'm just gonna see. All right, I think I'm just going to go with one of these butterflies because you guys don't want to see me fumbling around trying to find like the perfect transfer. So I'm just going to take one of these from here. So this was the, I think, what month was this? November's club of last year? Might have been December's. Oh, it's December's club. So I just have a butterfly left there. I'm just going to put that right on the top there. So this is where you can get creative, you can layer, you can mix and match things together so that it's your own. So we're just going to rub that down and it should come off here pretty easy. Good to go. So there's our first little one. So we have blessed be God, the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, 1 Peter 1:3. So I would like hide it with this up. They pick it up. Then they have like the verse on the back. Love. All right, let's do a color one. Okay, what do we have? What do we have? All right, so we have all these black and whites that could go on there. I'm actually thinking, let me go to the front page. I was thinking one of these like lily ones might be super cute, or even the ones that are all white. I don't know. I think the colors is nice. The colors is nice. Yes, Victoria, we are going to seal them. You definitely want to seal them because you're leaving them out in the elements and you want them to last. You don't want someone to find it and then, you know, it falls apart, especially if it meant something really special to them on how they found it, like how God worked for them finding it. So I used this acrylic sealer. I did 2 coats, let it dry, flip it over, and then do 2 coats on the back too. So that's the one that I used. With the sealer, do not be impatient. And I'll show you after I get this one. Because I did mess up one of mine because I did the 2 coats. I'm just impatient, y'all. I did the 2 coats and then I flipped it over and I did the other 2 coats. Like I let them sit out there a while, but I didn't let them sit out there long enough because my one, and it was the side with the main design on front, it wasn't all the way dry, so it stuck to the cardboard and it pulled some of my letters off and I was sad. So notice that she's punched, oh, that's such a good idea. She punched the hole in several of them. So if you guys are wondering what we're talking about the cards that come with each set comes with this thing to use with them. So notice that she punched a hole in several of them and gives them to her grandson for autographs at Disney. He then puts them on a cord to store them. That's such a great idea. I love that. See, y'all creative. You know, as crafters, we don't waste a thing, right? Don't throw nothing away. My husband now knows every jar. He's always asking me before he throws it in the recycle. He's all, did you want to do something with this? I has to go through me before it goes in the recycle can. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, save that one. Or no, I don't need that one. Or I think the last one I told him, I'm like, I already have a bunch of those in a bin. I'm like, I'm good. We can start recycling them again now. All right. So there we have one of the crosses. This is one of the Easter lily crosses from the Season of Hope. Cindy, they are super fun to make. I'm not going to lie. I will tell you right now, I already warned you guys that the rub-on transfers are addicting. These are more so because it's endless. Like you're going to see rocks everywhere now and be like, ooh, I need to keep that rock because I need to make a little blessing rock. All right, let's put something on the back of it. So this again, this is the Made New set. Are we out of this one? No, we're not out of this one. If you guys are liking this one, the Made New, it is the one that the front of it looks like this. And then this was another, this is the second sheet. They all had bigger graphics, but then the third sheet has all of these smaller little clips. So it has, great is thy faithfulness, his mercy is new every morning. If any man be in Christ, he is a new creation. And then it has those same things in 3 different fonts. So, oh, even this one would be pretty on a rock, right? And then I think we could probably get this whole verse on the back. So let's use that. Ooh, I almost chopped my tea. I'm getting a little happy here with the scissors. All right, so I'm just going to cut out this. Now, it probably would show up better on a white rock, but we're going to go with it. I am a quilter, and I love the one you just showed. Ooh, yeah, that one, the middle one. Jesus turns broken pieces into masterpieces. That's such a fun one. It is a bigger design. That'd be great on like a sign or, oh my gosh, I saw so many creative uses for that one on cards. You ladies had so much fun with that one. All right, so we're going to move this a little bit more to the bottom so that it has room without, if I pushed it to the top, I'm going to lose that headliney one. So we'll just push it down to the bottom. Again, working from the center down and then out to the side so we can try and keep the lines of our verses as, woo, Gotten a little slippy there, as straight as possible. But you can see it really likes to stick to this acrylic paint. Now you can kind of see, it might be hard to see on the video, but you can see when you're working with them when it's kind of ready to release, because the black will turn like a gray, and that's how we know we're good to go ahead and lift it off. If it's giving you any sort of resistance, just go back over it. We don't want to be rushy with the lettering, or we could lose some lettering. And then again, like I had mentioned, just make sure that your acrylic is very dry, because if it's wet, the transfers are not going to stick. My son had that issue where half the transfer stuck and the other half didn't, and we couldn't scrape it off. Now, luckily I had another set, so we scraped off what we could scrape off, and then we just went over it with, he used the, what was he doing? He was doing the cross that has three crosses. I might have used it on all of them, but it was the one that 3 crosses on a hill. So we just went over it, like we lined it up and went over it again with another 3 crosses, and you can't even tell. But if you don't have a backup set, it can get wonky. And this one does have a lot of little letters, so we'll just want to be careful. Come lifting it off. We don't want to lose anything. And again, the black lettering probably shows up better on a white background, but I just love this purple, so almost there. All right, I'm like, everything is gray. All right, so we have the verse in there, and it's all down nice. So again, you have the cross, and then we've got the verse on the back. So there's that one. We have one more white one. Let's see. And if your transfers are sticking to your mat like this, you just take your precision transfer tool, like a spatula, and just scoop it up. Okay, so let's go back to our Easter ones. I just love the little lambs on there. So cute. I think that little guy fits perfect. Let's do another little lammy. Oh, I'm thinking the lamb on the front and the cross on the back. Let's do that. All right, so we got the lamb on the front, and then I probably want one of these white crosses. We'll see which one fits. So I'm going to do it like this. Again, figure out which side you want the rock, which side will be your top. Lisa says, I've been showing my granddaughters who are 9 and 7 how to craft using recycle. They love it and ask to craft every time they come over. I love that, Lisa. Spread it to the next generation. We don't want crafting to be a lost art for sure. Victoria says she loves these. Yeah, my son, as he's gotten into middle school, he loves crafting. He's also does violin. He does piano, but he's always been like very artistic. And he finally got art in school this year for this semester. He finally got it as a class, and he's absolutely loving it. But he used to just sit down and do art to like decompress. And I loved it. And we've noticed like the last couple years or so, like he doesn't just go paint anymore, or he doesn't just go do something. And when I got these supplies, I was telling him, I was like, hey, I'm getting the supplies. I want to try doing the transfers on these rocks. You want to do it with me? And he sat in here with me for like a good hour, and we just made these rocks. And we haven't had that connection in a long time as far as crafting together, because, you know, he's like a teenager now and wants to play his video games or hang out with his friends and all that stuff. So I loved having that moment, even if it was only an hour. He did tell me when I do the live for the transfers, he wanted to be on and do the live with me, but I told him, I have to do it during the day and he'd be at school. So he is missing, but he wanted to be here in spirit. All right. How cute is our little lammy? Oh, I just can't stand it. Okay. So there's our front. And then let's find a cross to go on the back here. So the key is going to be to find one that's going to fit this side. I do like that one. There's one other I wanted to try here. I was thinking maybe more of I feel the other one was smaller. Oh, there's this one. This is a good one because the bottom is fat and the top is skinny, and our rock, the bottom is fat, the top is skinny. Kind of like, that would be my bottom shape. The bottom is larger than the top. It fits is all I'm trying to say. Miss Victoria says her 4-year-old granddaughter quilts and cans with me. Oh my gosh, I see her doing this now. I absolutely love it. This is what happens when you realize everything when you're older. So my mom used to can. My grandma canned. My mom used to can. And I will tell you, as a child, I hated canning season. I absolutely hated it. I don't know why. I guess there was like a million other things I wanted to be doing and it wasn't canning. It was a lot of washing. It was a lot of waiting. It was a lot of cutting. It was a lot of stuffing, a lot of waiting. I just hated it every year. And now as an adult, I'm like, I wish I would have paid attention. I don't know how to can. I did it every year for like, I don't know how many years. We made salsa. We canned beans. We canned tomato sauce. We canned tomatoes. We canned pickles. My grandma made pickles like crazy. Do you think I remember how to do any of it? No. And now I'm like, oh, I wish I would have got my grandma's canning pot. All the things now. Now you appreciate it when you're older. And they're gone. So don't think even if they're not paying attention right now, one day they're going to wish A, they had paid attention, or B, they had all your canning or crafting supplies, because I'm kicking myself now. So yes, pass all that stuff down, whether they want to or not. Pass it on down. This one was just perfect to have all the flowers down there at the bottom. All right, so there's our little last one again. So this is just on the white. We've got the lamb on one side and we've got the cross on the other. It came as the lamb, went out on the cross. Story's still going because he's coming back as a lion. But there's another example. So again, after you get them done, you're going to want to use this outside. This is not an indoor product. And you can use any acrylic sealer. Okay. Just make sure it's one that's good for indoor and outdoor projects, because especially if you're leaving them outside, you want them to be able to last. So I found this one on Amazon. I did a light coat. I probably waited like 30 minutes to an hour, did another light coat. Then I waited 30 minutes to an hour and I flipped them over. I would wait longer. Hey, Miss Elizabeth. I would wait longer. You might even want to wait overnight before you flip them over, because I was going to show you what happened. This one, so I did the front first, and then I did the back, and I sprayed the back. So the problem was when I flipped it over to spray the front, I don't know if you can see it. Let me switch cameras or switch the feed here. I messed up my my graphic because it's stuck to the cardboard. And I don't even know if you can see like how bad it is, but so it's all, and then I thought, oh, I'll fix it. And I grabbed a paint and like the finest brush ever. And it kind of looks smeared now. So does it look absolutely horrible? Probably not. Would anyone notice? Maybe not. But just make sure that the side is dry, like completely dry. Like I would give it hours. I don't know how much it says. How long? Like I would give it a couple of hours. Ideally, I would wait overnight. I know it's hard, but I would wait overnight and then flip it over so that you don't have that happening. And it's not showing up on camera how bad it looks. The end is like completely kind of smeared. So just make sure before you're flipping and spraying that you're completely dry. But yeah, 2 coats, let it dry or cure. 2 coats on the other side, let it dry or cure, and then you're good to go. These are like waterproof, they're weatherproof, they're super shiny. I did get the high gloss so that it's super shiny like an egg. So cute, so fun. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to show you today. I'm probably just going to keep painting these because I have all the stuff out, but I don't want you guys to be just sit here and watch me paint. But since you guys at least had 1 or 2 people that are interested in the rocks, I will put some bags together. There'll be probably 6 rocks and a little bag. The only thing to keep in mind, you guys, because I know there's some people that freak out about shipping, rocks are heavy. So that's why I thought to only do 6 instead of 12, because I think we can do 6 and a set of transfers and it should still be under a pound. And I don't want, once you get over a pound is when the shipping rates get a little kookalooka. So I'll put those together and get them on the website. I just need to take a quick pic, but I'm super excited. I would love to see what you guys create with them. And then let me know also if you would be interested in a set that would be specifically for rock making. Meaning we're going to have little words and phrases like in little banners. We'll have smaller individual graphics like flowers and things that you can layer. Like you can see on this one, I actually took this butterfly from like a whole nother graphic, but we can have borders that you can use. So we're basically coming up with ones that you can, if you're not good at hand painting rocks, you can use to create your own designs. And then you can go, you know, make them all. And for having small designs like that, we can get a lot of little designs on the 3 sheets of transfers. So I think that you'll have a ton to work with. And I might just make them for myself because I'm greedy like that. Victoria says she can't wait. Lisa loves them all. Hi, Mickey. I missed you popping on. Elizabeth says I beat her to it with the rocks. I'm going to collect some down in the creek when the ice is gone. Love it. So see, you can go get your own. You definitely don't have to buy rocks. Here they use these types of rocks and in parking lots a lot in the little where they put the plants. And I'm not going to say there hasn't been a couple times that I found like a really good rock at Home Depot and it didn't make its way into my car. So yeah, that's definitely, you can just go rock hunting and find them. Cindy said that would be really neat to have the small designs. Yeah, and the other thing I was thinking for little small designs like that, we always get people that ask if we have designs they can use in their Bible or their Bible journal, and those would be those smaller designs that you could fit along the edge of your Bible or in your Bible journal, those types of things. Rosie says they're so cute. She loves them. Love it. Okay, so that is my inspiration for today. Go collect your rocks. A lot of you already have these transfers. So find some rocks, or if you can't find any and you want these, I'll get them up on the site today. This is the tutorial I'm going to share in Thursday's email. So I'll have the rocks linked in there too. So if you want, if you forget about it or whatever, just check Thursday's email and the rocks will be linked in there. The transfers I used will be linked in there. So it'll have all that. And then it'll have the supply list for the gesso I used and the acrylic spray. Again, you could use white acrylic. You don't have to use this. This is just what was suggested in the tutorial that I watched by like this professional rock painting lady. So I was like, I'm going with the experts. I liked how it worked, so I'm just going to keep using that. And then Elizabeth has a good post. Creek rocks are the best because most of them are smooth from running water. That's a great post. And then Victoria is my people because she says Red Lobster has great landscaping rocks. That's going to be our code, right? If you find a place that has some great landscaping rocks, will you let us know? What we can do, Victoria, is we'll take the rock, we will decorate it, and then we'll put it right back where we got it, right? So we're just borrowing it and then we're using it to spread the word. Okay. That's what we're doing. I love it. Also, note to self, go check Red Lobster. I needed an excuse to go to Red Lobster, right? Because I don't, but I haven't been there in a minute. So, oh my gosh, you ladies crack me up. Okay, so thank you so much for rocking. Thanks for rocking with me and watching. I want to see your rocks that you make because I need more inspiration. But I'm gonna go get these sealed, and I'll get a pickup of the ones that are picture of the ones that are up, so that you guys can see them better, kind of close up. Exactly. Put it back. Great minds think alike. I love it. Yeah, but again, that's it for today. So check the email Thursday. And I'll have the links for everything if you don't already have it, or if you're waiting for the rocks, we'll get them up there. But until next time, happy crafting.